guys, Learning with Rich here. In this video, we are still on setting up the project of our Revit Structure 2021 project. So before we go to setting up the grids and columns, so let us just play around on our project on how to use some tools that we can use to add and set up the structural views. And aside from that, I'm also going to show you how to create a view template. Alright, so to start with, I'm going to open the project setting up views. So let me open that. Okay, so last video we learned how to copy monitor, or I mean just monitor the level. So this time around, let's play around some option or tools that we can use to set up our project views. Okay, so like for example, if I'm going to open again my south elevation, so I open the south elevation. So as you can see here, if you're going to check out the properties, currently it says one of the properties here is discipline. So currently it is set to discipline. Okay, so here, if you are going to change the discipline, it says here it specifies how discipline specific elements display in the view. Okay, so here it highlights the structural model. But if I'm going to change this, let's say for example to mechanical, so if I select the mechanical discipline, so you will notice that somehow our model here becomes a bit gray. Okay, because usually if you're going to use the mechanical discipline, it means that you are highlighting mechanical elements like duct, pipe, mechanical equipment, those things. And your structural model will gray out because we want to make our mechanical elements stand out. So that is the reason why if you are going to start up your project using a mechanical project, and then when you link an architectural model, that architectural model automatically will become halftone color or gray because we are trying to highlight there the mechanical element, just like in this view. Now, if I'm going to select here architectural model or architectural discipline, our model here will becomes highlighted, our building, right? Okay, because we are trying to highlight our architectural elements. Okay, so if I'm going to select here coordination, that is the combination of all the discipline. So it will highlight here all the architectural, the structural, the mechanical, the electrical, the plumbing. Okay, so you get the idea. So that's how the discipline works. Okay, so this is just one of the view properties that you can see from the property. So you also have the view scale, you also have the display model, the detail level. By the way, your view scale, you can also find it here on our view control bar. So this portion here below, this is what we call view control bar. So from the view control bar, you can use this tool to control our view, your current view. Okay, it will only affect your current view, but if you're going to open other views, that is different set of views control bar. So like for example, if I'm going to change the scale here, so let's say if I change that to 6 inches to 1 foot, it will only apply here in this view. So if I'm going to open the level 1, this one is different. So it's 1/8 of an inch. Okay? So if I go back to south, as you can see, it's different. So that's how your view control bar works. It only applies to the current view. Okay? So hopefully that one is clear. So aside from that, aside from using your properties, aside from using your view control bar, you can also use your visibility graphic override. Okay, or VV shortcut or VG. It specifies whether elements and categories are visible in the view and their graphical appearance, like the color, line weight, and line style. Like for example, if I'm going to open the 3D view, so you just need to click this icon here, the default 3D view, just click that icon. So by the way, it will add another tab here, right? So you have the level 1 floor plan, so you have the elevation view, and then you also have the 3D view. Okay, so here in our 3D view, as you can see here, the discipline is coordination. That's why it really highlights all the model. Okay, and it's colored. Why? Because here on our view control bar, the visual style is set to realistic with edges. If I'm going to select your wireframe, then it will show you wireframe. Okay. By the way, if you're going to hold the shift of your keyboard and then hold the middle button of your mouse, you will be able to orbit your 3D model like this. Okay. Right? Okay. So you can play around. You can change the visual style to hidden line. You can change that to shaded view. You can change that to realistic or consistent colors. So there's the consistent color or shaded view. Okay, so whatever that you want. Okay, so again, these only applies on your current view. Okay, so if I want to control, let's say for example, you will notice here the windows and then the doors are turned off. Okay, now for me to be able to turn it on, the tool that we are going to use here is what we call visibility graphics override. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select the edit, or I can also type VG or VV for shortcut. Okay, so I'm going to select edit in my case, and then this is now the visibility graphic overrides for our current view, for the 3D view. Again, this one, just like your view control bar, it only applies to the current view. Okay, to your current view. So from the model categories, our 3D model, it's here on the model categories. You can click the drop down arrow here for you to control what are the model categories that you'll be able to show here. Like, for example, I do not want to show the air terminals, the mechanical things, the electrical, the piping. So you can just uncheck here so that you'll be able to filter out these elements. Okay, so I can only show here architecture and structure, just like that. And then let's say I want to turn on the windows and doors, so I just need to look for the doors. As you can see, it's unchecked. So I just need to check that one. And then I'll just type W to go to the W, like Windows. So just click that. Alright? And then you can even override here the line pattern of your elements. Okay, like for example, for your walls, you can override the line and then you can click that and then you can change the pattern here. Okay, so you can do that. You can also change the color and then you can also change the line weight. Okay, so let me just select OK. I'm not going to touch that yet. Okay, so for now, I just check the windows and then I'll just check the door. And then after that, just select your OK. And then there you have it. So you now have here your window and then you also have your door here. Okay, so let's say for example, oh, I want to hide the curtain panel, my curtain wall. So again, I just need to go to the visibility graphic overrides and then I look for curtain panel, curtain system, curtain wall mullion, and then just select OK. And there you have it. Okay, so basically that's how you control the visibility of your elements. One of the tool is visibility graphic overrides. Okay, so let me just turn back the curtain panel, wall, and curtain system. Okay, and again, just to reiterate, so if you want to change the settings of your view, like you want to show or highlight the mechanical elements, so you just need to change the discipline here. Instead of coordination, just select, let's say, plumbing. So you will notice it will becomes gray. Okay, so if you have electrical things here, or I mean mechanical elements, you will notice it is highlighted. Okay, it stands out. Okay, because your discipline is mechanical. So let me just change it to structural. There you go. So as you can see, it only shows here or it only highlights the structural elements. Alright? Okay, so that is your visibility graphic override. So another way of controlling your elements, so let me just go back to again to the floor plan. Okay, so I can also change here the detail level. Okay, so this is my detail level. So for the detail level, if I'm going to change the detail level, so currently the detail level here is set to fine. Okay, so it is set to fine. So if I'm going to change that, let's say I'm going to zoom in here on my wall. So if I change that to medium, okay, it doesn't change anything. But if I change that to coarse, so you will notice it changes. Okay, so that's how it looks like. So not only on your walls, not only on structural elements, but also on the pipes, dock. So your detail level controls the visibility of those elements. But since we are talking about structural, I'm not going to show you the duct or the pipe. But if you're going to try, you can try it yourself. You can create a duct, you can create a pipe, and then you can change the detail level to fine, change to medium, and then you can also change that to coarse. And then you will see the difference of those elements. Okay? Right, so this is one option to modify your view is your detail level. Okay, and then of course your scale. And then aside from that, you can also change the visual style or you can also crop. So let's say you only want to show this portion here, this area. Okay, you can turn on the crop region. So just click the crop region, just click that one. It's now turned on. If you zoom out, you can now see the crop region, which is this one. So you can click this to crop your view. So just make sure to turn on the crop view here, just like this. Because if it is like this, when you click that, so it's turned off. So if I'm going to move my crop region, it will not crop the view, right? It will only allows us to move the crop region. Now, if you want to crop this area, so you just need to turn on this crop view. There you go. Okay? So that you'll be able to concentrate on this area only. Okay? If your project is too big and then you don't want to confuse yourself, so you can crop one portion of the area. Or of course, if you want to show this only in your sheet, then you can use a crop. Okay, so let me just turn off the crop view and then turn off the crop region. Okay, right, so what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to create a view template. Okay, so let's say for example I'm going to set up this view. So for example, this view I want this to be let's say 1 inch equals 1 foot. Okay, so I select that one. So that's the scale that I want for this view. And then after that, I also want to change the detail level here to how about coarse? That's the one, coarse. And then here just select hidden line. Okay, and then instead of the discipline coordination, so I'm going to change this to structural because I want a structural view. Okay, so for example, that's the structural view, and then I do not want to show the doors. So I go to the visibility graphic overrides, and then I'm going to turn off the doors, and then I'm going to turn off the windows as well, for example, and then I'll just select OK. So for example, this is the view that I want to show on my level 1 structural plan. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do is after setting up this view to the view that I want, so I'm going to right click the level 1 and then there's an option here, create view template from view. So meaning to say we will be using this setting of this view to create a view template. So by the way, what is view template? So if I go to the view tab, there's the view template. I'll just hover my pointer, let us read. So view template, it creates, edits, or applies standardized settings to views. So we use this to standardize our settings A view template is a collection of view properties such as view scale, discipline, detail level, the visibility settings that are common for a view type. So use view templates to standardize settings for a views in a project. So this is what we are trying to create. So in this view, we want these settings to be applied to our level 2, level 3, level 4, level 5, for example. So instead of going to level 2 and then redoing again the whole process, like I changed this to 1 inch to 1 foot, I changed this to coarse, I changed this to hidden line, I changed this to structural. So instead of doing this again and again in every views, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to right click the level 1 because this is already the settings that I want. So I'm going to select create view from template, create template from view, and then I'll just put here, let's say structural plan. Okay. Oops. So I just put here typical structural plan, and then I just select here OK. And there you go. So as you can see, it's now added here on my view template. So there's my structural plan. And then if I want to modify this template, like for example the scale, so I can just go here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to uncheck the view scale here. So meaning to say I am not going to include the view scale to the view template typical structural plan. So I'm going to uncheck that. And then the rest I want to include to this template. So I'm going to select now OK. So look what will happen. Okay, so after I create the view template, what I'm going to do is from the properties here, I'm going to move my slider down and then I select here the view template. As you can see, there's no view template that is assigned here. So that's why what I'm going to do is I'm going to select none, and then it will go to the assign view template window. So for this one, I'm going to select typical structural plan. So this is the view template that we just created a while ago. So I select this and then I select here OK. So once I select OK, the view template now is applied to this view. And check this out. If I want to turn on the view here, like the door or window, I'm going to check out the visibility graphic override. So if I select edit here, notice that I cannot change from here, right? It's grayed out. So let's say I want to change the detail level. So if I change the detail level, I click this one. Again, I cannot change that. If I change the visual style for this one, again, I cannot change that one. Why? Because there is a view template that is applied here. But if I change the scale, let's say I change that to 1/8 to 1 foot, as you can see, I can do that, right? There you go. So I can change the scale. Why? Because if you remember on the view template that we created, all right, manage view templates. On the view template that we created, the typical structural plan, remember that we unchecked the view scale. Okay, so that's the reason why we can change it here. But if we want the view scale to be applied or to be included to the typical structural plan, let me just rename this because it's wrong spelling. Structural plan. Okay. So if I want the view scale to be included to this template, so I just need to check that one and then OK. And then notice that if I click this, see, I cannot change anymore. Okay, so in order for me to change the scale, I need to go to the view template. So I need to go here to the view template and then I can change from here. Same with the door and window. So if I want to open up the door here or window, so I need to change it here on the visibility graphic overrides model. So I need to click that and then from here I need to turn it on if I want. Okay, now let me show you the another beauty of the view template. So like what I have said, if I go to level 2 or Yeah, I go to level 2. So instead of redoing the whole process on what I did on level 1, so I just need to right click this, and then I can just apply the template properties, the one that we created, or I can just simply go here, view template, and then apply the template that we created. So I select that, and then I select here OK, and there you go. So it's now set up. So same with level 3, click level 3, view template, typical structural plan, and then select OK. So if I open the level 3, as you can see, it's now applied. Okay, so basically that's how you use your view template. And then that's how you use your visibility graphic overrides. So don't worry, we will be using the visibility graphic overrides, the view control bar, the view template in our next videos, because most of your Revit career you will be using these tools. Okay, so hopefully you learned something from this video. If you have any comments, questions, or suggestions, you can put it on the comment section below, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Thank you for watching, guys. Have a nice day.